Alright guys, I have an updated Hypertrophy high volume, high rep leg day. Man, that's a tongue twister. You guys saw one of these recently, but we kind of made a few little, I don't want to say tweaks, but just kind of added some things, kind of substituted some things. So I wanted to give you guys an updated version of my leg workout. One thing I've noticed is a lot of people have been giving me a lot of kind of positive feedback on these new style of workouts. Seems I'm not the only one that really kind of just enjoys high volume, high rep, just, you know, shorter rest periods, focusing on pumps, blood flow, all the type of things that go into, you know, a typical bodybuilder type training program. Finding out that a lot of other people are kind of more interested in seeing these type videos than just watching a video doing squats, deadlifts, and bench. But again, if your goal is to do powerlifting meets and whatever, then you know what, yeah, you need to be training in a power type program and focusing on those you know, 3 compound lifts. But like I said, if your main focus is stepping on a stage and improving your physique from head to toe, every little detail, focusing on symmetry, proportion, all that stuff, I really feel like a program like this is more beneficial for you as far as gaining muscle and providing a more complete symmetrical physique on stage. So as you guys saw, that was our warm-up that you've seen. That's one thing that we've kept going, you know, just doing a couple sets of leg extensions, a couple sets of leg curls. You know, you don't have to do those seated. You could do those lying if you'd like. We don't have a lying leg curl, sadly. I wish we did. I love that movement. I'm hoping that my gym will get a lying leg curl, but for now we just have the seated leg curl. So we just do that, and again, it's just kind of like a way to get your, to me, it's just kind of mentally get your legs kind of pumped and get blood flow in the muscle before you start going into these compound type lifts. So that's why I'm doing the leg extensions and the leg curls kind of before we get into our squats and other movements. It just feels so much better going into a front squat here when your legs already are warmed up and have some blood flow going in them. So like I said, right now what we're doing is alternating back squats with front squats every leg workout, so kind of getting the best of both. Even though, like I said, I do think that if you're a high bar squatter, I truly believe that you probably could get away without doing front squats. I literally, the last, I feel like 2 years of my off season, all I did was just back squat. I didn't mess with front squats at all. So but we're just kind of switching up again, and it is, like I said, it is nicer. I will say, if you're really kind of lacking in quad sweep, quads in general, front squats are definitely a great staple exercise to have in your leg routine. Like I said, the one thing for me is you're going to realize if you've never front squatted before, you're going to end up using a lot more core strength. You're going to focus on having to lift or having to kind of keep the weight up. All of a sudden, you're going to notice your core is going to get tired, and then your elbows are going to want to dip down, throwing your weight forward and stuff like that. So that's one advantage to a back squat, is you're not sitting there having to hold up the weight in a front squat. But I do know for a lot of people, you know, that have certain back issues and stuff like that, a front squat seems to agree with them a lot better than a back squat. I think some of you that follow Chris Lovato of Legends of Aesthetics, I know it was a while back when he had injured his back, and so all he could do was front squat, and then he made amazing, you know, quad gains from literally just front squatting. So that's kind of a testament there to kind of show you. Alright, so this is another thing that, man, people are kind of giving me a lot of positive feedback on, and it's funny too because I've literally showed this exercise and the feet placement and how we kind of put the little calf bar thing into the hack squat to kind of change the angle, and so far every person that I've been like, here, try it like this for me, has loved this style of hack squat. Doing it like this with your feet, like I said, kind of a duck foot style. And again, we're kind of mocking, similar to what Tom Platz had, the same foot placement, but on his hack squats, he actually came up on his toes, which, man, I don't know. To me, it just seems like that would kill your knees. So I prefer to have the same stance, but just to focus on driving out with your heels and not coming up on your toes. But again, if you kind of have a hack squat machine that you feel like the angle just doesn't agree with your knees, and you have one of these little platforms here we're doing calves on, try throwing that in your hack squat like we did, and if anything, it might completely change the way hack squats feel for you. Because like I said, for me, that hack squat, whenever I did it before, I felt so much of the movement in my low back. Like my low back wanted to take over, so this feels so much better. Anyways, here's a clip coming up. I'll be back in a second.
This set is dedicated to old schooler Tom Platz, since we're still in his technique. And a little bit of John Meadows. He's kind of more of our new age kind of guy. We've been doing a lot of stuff with him. So this is the heaviest I went on this machine in a while. This people don't realize, I swear, this machine is like the hardest hack squat. Like 3 plates on this thing feels like a freaking truck. So we're not that big of pussies. It's just more like the hack squat itself. Some hack squats might go up to like 4 or 5 plates, but this one, it's no joke. Like 3 plates on this machine is heavy. So last set, here we go. Oh! Yep. Shout out to the Natty King, Doug Miller. One day. There you go. End result. Who you gonna dedicate this set to? Who you gonna dedicate this set to? Tell them how much you love Doug Miller. Huh? Tell them how much you love Doug Miller.
Alright guys, and I'm back. Thought that was kind of a some funny little clips to kind of throw in to kind of spice up the video. And again, it was kind of funny. We always got to throw in the Doug Miller comments. Doug Miller, is he natty? Is he not natty? All I know is that video that I made on Is He Natural definitely got a lot of views, definitely got a lot of dislikes, but got a lot of likes. But again, it's just my opinion, guys. My opinion. Whatever you think, that's fine. I'm just giving you my opinion. So, moving on. This is another something new that we kind of added in. I think I saw somebody else doing this, so I wanted to try it. This is a straight leg kind of variation. Whatever. I feel like I do like a hybrid between kind of a straight leg deadlift and a Romanian deadlift. I'm trying to keep my legs straighter, but it's just impossible. You have to have a slight bend in the knee. But I will say though, doing them on the Smith, obviously with lightweight, these felt awesome. One thing I noticed for me personally, and even when you're kind of using straps and stuff, once you start loading up, this type movement with 2-3 plates, I just feel like a lot of focus kind of ends up on your grip and in your forearms, stuff like that, because you're holding the weight. Doing this lightweight on the Smith machine just felt like I was doing all the work with my hamstrings. My hamstrings took the whole entire load of the movement, and I wasn't sitting there just trying to pull up the weight with my arms or anything like that. I just felt good. Again, and bodybuilding is all about muscle isolation, guys. So whatever movement you can do that you feel the most, to me, is going to be the most effective and the best. Call it bro science, whatever, but it is what it is. A movement that you feel the most. You feel the most in the muscle. You feel the better contraction. You feel the better stretch. You're getting a better pump in the muscle. To me, that is your body telling you that this is a great exercise for you. So this is kind of like, you know, comparing this to just regular barbell straight leg deadlifts. I feel that so much more, so I'm going to stick with that. So, okay, so here's kind of another variation of, you guys saw us do these Bulgarian split squats in my last leg video, except for we did them in a rack, and we're like holding a dumbbell or a plate in the opposite arm. I wanted to try, I see a lot of people doing them on the Smith machine, so again, I just kind of like, even though it's the same movement, it's kind of a variation of doing it two different ways. So I wanted to try it on the Smith machine just to see if it felt any different, any better. And to me, I will say I just felt like this was a little bit harder, and I've kind of felt the contractions more. So I definitely kind of prefer the Smith machine going forward on doing these, as opposed to holding the kind of the dumbbell or a plate, whatever. Just kind of, there's kind of some quad focus or progress shot right there. So here's Devin doing his. And again, guys, these are just you know, examples of exercises that I feel like are very beneficial. You don't have to do these exercises, but this is a good example, though, of a true, you know, high volume, high rep. Like I said, most of these sets are pretty much all above 10 reps, you know, going anywhere from like 10 to 20 reps on a lot of these exercises. So you're going to get some serious blood flow in those legs. But I will say that the one exercise that we decided to go a little bit lower rep, kind of change the pace. And the reason why I did this was, I think I recall viewing like a podcast type thing with natural bodybuilder Jeff, I think you know, it's Nippard. Anyways, he was doing a segment, and I believe it was all on hamstrings. So for me, most of you know I'm trying to improve my hamstrings. Feel like they're one of my most lagging body parts. So I listened to it. It was kind of a science breakdown on hamstrings and what's, you know, the best exercises to train them and rep ranges and stuff like that. And if I recall, I felt like there was a large benefit to doing heavy weight for lower rep ranges on hamstrings. I could be completely wrong, so don't quote me on this. But anyways, I do believe that the best of both worlds, throwing in heavy weight with low reps and, you know, a lower weight with higher reps, the combination of both seemed to be the best of both worlds for getting to work both fast and slow muscle fibers and all that stuff when you start getting really technical. But we wanted to switch things up, so we literally did the whole stack on the standing leg curl, and man, it was just freaking heavy as hell, to the point where literally, yeah, I could only get, I believe, only maybe 6 to 8 reps. Like I said, my hamstrings are definitely not that strong. So again, it was just kind of switch things up and try kind of a different intensity on this exercise. So pretty much to finish up the workout, we just did some calves on the leg press, and I believe we also did some seated calves, but we did not film those. So this pretty much concludes this leg workout. Like again, I just kind of wanted to give you guys an updated version of what my leg workouts are looking like. And man, guys, I mean, this is honestly how I love training. Like I said, I told you in a previous video that I have like a whole new motivation now for training again. I just look so much more forward to my workouts now that I'm not spending an hour on squats, an hour on deadlifts, an hour flat benching. You know, not knock people that do that, but this is just like, this is how I prefer to train. You know what I mean? So just kind of giving you guys some new ideas. Hope you like the video. If you do, please like it. If you haven't subscribed, please do. See you guys in the next video.